first of all, I just want to welcome everybody. I see some faces that I've seen before, and I see some new faces. I know that Marco is very popular, so thank you if you've come just to join Marco, but I'd like to also welcome you to Bronx Eats. And before we start, we're in this crazy time period with so much going on politically and emotionally, so I want to start with just 2 big breaths. So we're going to just breathe in and out and in and out. And that's something that I've started enjoying to do pretty much every day, at least once a day. So I'm Gail Schorsch. I am the founder and director of Bronx Eats, which aims to make healthy cooking and eating a community habit through hands-on food education. So please mute yourselves so that we don't get interrupted during the class. And I also put a link to the survey to the survey for this class. So if you could please make sure to complete that before you leave. I just put it in there now, and I would really love it if you could fill that out at any time before you leave. That's really helpful for me to plan future classes. So I'm very excited to see all of you here. Thank you for making time, not just for Marco, but for yourself and for your health, and to get curious about learning some new recipes as part of this growing Bronx Eats community. It's so important that we find ways to keep our big Bronx community connected and healthy during these very isolating times when it's become so hard to meet up in person. So let's not forget that we need each other and to keep finding ways that we can come together. So we're coming together tonight, not only to be together, but also to make that extra effort to keep learning how to fuel our bodies with foods that build immunity and fight diseases. And tonight is really an opportunity to connect with our presenter, Marco, and the group, to let yourself be inspired and to learn something new. Maybe you'll even decide to share what you learn with friends and family, or just make it for yourself. Maybe you'll feel more confident to explore other recipes when you cook at home. Whatever you decide, go for it. Invest in your health. Bronx Eats classes are here so that you can keep expanding your cooking and recipe skills and your confidence. So tonight we're so excited and fortunate to have Marco here to share his cooking expertise with us. Welcome back, Marco.
Thank you.
Marco Lopez was born in Chile and has been living in the US for the past 20 years. He started cooking professionally at Restaurant Associates as an assistant chef, cooking a variety of dishes from Indian to sushi. Marco went to Bronx Community College in pursuit of a nursing degree. However, food and nutrition was always his strongest passion. Marco graduated in nutrition and dietetics from Lehman College in May of 2020. Congratulations. And is currently doing his master's degree with the hope of doing his DI program next year. So without further ado, welcome, Marco. We're really so glad you came back. You have this beautiful kitchen. Marco lives in upstate New York. And I have to say, before we get started, Marco also has a positive COVID test. And so he's here tonight as our living hero of surviving, thriving, cooking, and keeping his spirits positive in the face of this crazy virus. So thank you, double thanks for being here tonight.
Thank you.
And if you don't know, go to the top of Marco's box that has the 3 dots and click on it, and you can pin Marco, and then he will be the biggest part of your screen. Pin video on Marco. And if you have any questions while he's presenting, please put them in the chat box. Marco, take it away.
Thank you, Gail. Yeah, like you said, unfortunately, we were positive for COVID, so we are a little feverish and with a flu kind of symptoms, but mostly we are okay, so we can complain. And today we're gonna make 2 different dishes with a sauce, tomato sauce. So we're gonna start first with meatballs, meatless meatballs. So I'm gonna peel, if this works with me, yes, it works. I'm gonna peel this first. I don't have to peel everything. but most of the skin, because the skin is a little bit bitter, and you don't want bitter in the meatball. Some people does with the skin on, and I did it yesterday with the skin on, but I think skinless eggplant is better. So I'm gonna leave some skin on, just that much. I'm gonna put this away, and then we're gonna cut this eggplant in small squares. So I'm gonna cut it in two first. And then I'm gonna cut it in small squares or dice. A lot of people take the seed out too, but I leave it there. It doesn't bother me.
So you get two for the price of one tonight. You get to watch Marco's incredible chopping and slicing skills and knife skills, and you also get to learn the recipe.
Yeah. Having knife skills is very handy when you like to cook. And I like big and very sharp knife. It's more easy. And,
so what kind of knife are you using now?
It's just a regular 20 inches knife, regular chef knife. And the important thing with the knife is kind of part of your arm. So you have to hold it like firmly in your hand. And
Saibel and Pabon, can you please mute yourselves? Please mute, put your, you need to mute yourselves.
Yeah, le voy a hablar en español por si no entienden, tiene que...
Él está en su casa solo.
Can you ask them to mute themselves?
Tienen que silenciar su computadora, por favor. Para que no se escuche su voz.
Thank you.
Ella lo dijo en inglés. Okay. Yeah, so that's the eggplant. And we're also going to add to this half of one onion. Also, we're going to dice it. And to this, we're going to add a few garlic, about 3, 4, or 5, depends.
So Marco, can you tell us what you're doing with the garlic before you cut it up?
Yeah, I'm gonna mince the garlic.
But what are you doing now with the knife so that people know?
So when you press the garlic, the oil, the natural oil of the garlic starts coming out. So if you want to get the essence, the oil, and the flavor of the garlic, you press it first with the knife, and all the natural oil come out. If you just cut it, oil's gonna come out, but it's not gonna be the same aromatic frequent no. So I have that. Some thyme. I'm gonna add it here with the
So I
garlic.
think if we can get the camera a little bit closer, it would be helpful just to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be great. And how are you taking the thyme off of the stem?
I'm taking the time. Yeah, the thyme.
So can you just show people, could you just show the thyme so that we see
Yeah.
what you're doing?
So that's a thyme stem, and I just pull it out from the trunk of the herb. And when you leave it for like a long time, it gets dry, so it's easier to pull it out.
And using dry thyme, would that be a bad idea?
No, not at all. You can use dry thyme and dry or dry oregano. They have similar flavors. So we're gonna cook this I'm gonna put some oil on the pan or pot and high first. I'm gonna add the garlic and the onion. Gonna fry it a little bit. And while that is working, I'm gonna cut some more vegetables for the other dish. These are mushrooms, regular bottom mushrooms. So I'm gonna cut it in small pieces as well.
Can we get a little closer, cameraman?
We get a little closer.
A little closer so we
Yeah,
can see.
I have my earbud, so he cannot hear you.
No, we
but
can hear you. We just want to see what you're doing.
No, my cameraman, he cannot hear what you say.
I see. I see.
Yeah. So I'm gonna cut this in half, and then small pieces.
And I learned recently that the bottom of the mushroom is one of the most nutritious parts, that you shouldn't throw away the stems because they're really, really nutritious.
Yes, and actually, like the big mushroom, like portobello one, a lot of people throw away the stem, and then you can use it for a lot of things. One of those is soup. You can put it under the soup. You can cut them in small pieces and just freeze them, and then use it for later. Yeah, you don't have to throw away the stem. Okay, my onions and garlic situation is going over there. So I'm gonna dump the eggplant inside. And we're gonna let it cook with some salt, a little bit of pepper, and I'm gonna turn it. And we're gonna keep an eye on this for the next 8 to 10 minutes, okay? So I have the mushrooms. These mushrooms and the spinach and the shallot is for the next dish. So we're gonna cut the shallot. We're gonna use one whole shallot.
But can you just show it to us first?
Mm-hmm.
Just show us the shallot so that people know, because not everyone buys
Shallot
shallots.
is different than the onion.
So they're sort of small, they're smaller than onions, right?
Yeah, smaller than onion, definitely. So you're gonna cut, and you cut it just the way you cut a regular onion. Take the
And why do
skin
you
out.
use shallots instead of onions? Can you tell us the difference in taste?
Shallot has more concentrated taste than onions, and because they are small, and also I think they are in season now. I'm not sure. So I'm gonna cut the shallot very small. I'm gonna turn this a little bit more. It's getting brown, but I still need a little bit more brown. So I'm turning. It's still high, my temperature, and I'm gonna continue with this. So I have the shallot, and I also gonna put garlic on it. So I have a few garlic here. Again, I'm gonna press it.
So it's interesting to see that the side of the knife is actually useful when you're cooking.
Oh, definitely, yeah. I got used to work with big knife since I'm working in the restaurant. And also, a big cutting board helps a lot. You need a space. You need to create a space, clean space for you to work, and it's safer too, so you don't cut yourself. Um, so that's that, and then we're gonna cook this together. We're gonna look at the eggplant again, still cooking. Now this time I'm gonna add like a half a cup of water, regular water, and I'm gonna put the lid on. Let me see. Oh. And I'm gonna turn it less than medium, the fire, for the next 8 minutes, about 8 minutes. So I'm gonna cook the shallot and the spinach and the mushroom. So same thing, we're gonna add some oil into the pan. We're gonna add the shallot and the garlic.
So Marco, if somebody didn't happen to have shallots and decided to use onions, would the dish come out okay?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
So you can substitute.
Yeah, you can substitute with.
Yeah, it does smells very good.
Salad. Unfortunately, I don't have my email sent, so I don't know how it smells.
I know, I just mine. I always have it in my phone. Sorry.
All right. So we're gonna leave this here for it to cook, and again we're gonna come to my workstation, and we're gonna start with the sauce. The sauce is a regular tomato sauce, but I just add some more ingredients. If you want to see me how to cook, how I clean the garlic, first I cut the edges of the garlic. The edges first, and then I'm gonna do the same when I'm gonna press it, and the skin is gonna come out right away.
It's a really helpful trick when dealing with garlic because you can spend
Yeah.
a lot of time otherwise trying to peel it.
Sure. Some people have different tricks. Some people put it in a brown bag, but I never done that before, so I don't know. And the last one. Let's go to the stove and see our mushrooms.
Oh, they look great.
Yeah, they're gonna brown, but the thing is that they have a lot of water, so the water needs to evaporate. We're gonna turn this a little bit. We're gonna lower a little bit more, maybe half. There you go. And so we're gonna cut the onion, the garlic. I'm gonna put this here. I put my peeler in here. I'm gonna peel the carrots. a carrot peeler is a essential tool in any kitchen. You can use it for a lot of things, not only for carrots. And we're gonna
So what
cut.
do you say, Marco, to people who say that the skin of the carrot has a lot of nutrition and vitamins in it?
I mean, if you wash the carrot very well and you wanna use it, go for it. But I'm not used to it to use unless I put the carrots in the oven and roast it. That's the only time that I leave the skin off.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And what is this called, this kind of slicing? Does this have is this julienne slicing?
Well, yeah, I'm gonna julienne first, and then I'm gonna cut it and dice.
Uh-huh.
It's easier like that. See,
Really beautiful.
that's julienne.
Very beautiful. I always say at Bronx Eats that we're not trying to be fancy. We're just trying to make healthy, delicious food, but you're taking it to the next level here.
Well, I try. So here's are my carrots.
Beautiful. Look at that. We can see your restaurant training.
Yeah. Sometimes I miss that. All right. Let's go here. These are ready, so I'm gonna add the spinach. I think I'm gonna add half of it first and let it cook.
So one thing that's nice for people to notice is that you're not really measuring everything. You're just kind of, being pretty relaxed about how much you put in, right?
Yeah, when you are used
You got
to
the remote.
when you are used to cook.
Even this is the food for mine?
Sorry, if you're not muted, please mute your phone, mute your audio. Sorry, Marco, go ahead.
When you are used to cook like me, yeah, I usually don't measure. And if you know the recipe, you're not gonna measure anything. So that's why I don't measure. Okay, so the eggplant is ready. Since it's still liquid inside, I'm gonna put it in a strainer, regular, and I'm just gonna leave it there for the next 5 to 10 minutes. So the water come out, and when you're gonna bread it for the meatballs.
So how did you know that the eggplant was ready?
It's already very cooked. It's like very tender
Okay.
when you touch. Yep.
So you're draining out the liquid below.
Right,
So-
right. I'm gonna come here again to the spinach is already low. I'm gonna dump the rest.
Please feel free to put your questions in the chat box. Otherwise, I'll keep asking questions. Marco, if you don't happen to have a strainer, is it okay to use paper towel or something else to get the remaining liquid out, or can you just put it?
Yeah, definitely. That's a good idea. If you live in the city and you have a tiny apartment, sometimes you don't want to buy so many things for the kitchen. You have to use whatever is around. That happened to me a long time ago.
So people are admiring your knife skills and saying that this would take them much longer to prepare.
Yeah, that's why I mostly cook here in this household.
I guess it
All
just
right.
takes practice, right?
Yeah, everything with practice, uh, you become better. All right. So the spinach is done. I'm gonna add some little salt. Gonna turn this off, and also a little bit of pepper. I'm gonna take it out of the heat because I don't want overcooked either. And actually, I'm gonna put it in a. Actually, I'm gonna put it here because I want it to cool a little bit.
Marco, there's a question about whether you could substitute a different kind of green vegetable for the spinach if somebody wanted to use bok choy or maybe chard or maybe collard greens.
Yes, you can switch the green, but like bok choy, it has a lot of liquid, so you have to keep in mind that um, you have to drain it once you cook it, or it's gonna be very wet, and you don't want that.
What about
All right,
collard
so
greens?
collard greens, yeah, but also collard greens are, you have to cook it extra, so maybe you have to cook the collard greens separately and then put it together.
Mhm.
Same thing with the kale. All right, so celery, I'm gonna do the same. I'm gonna cut it dice. I put the spinach and the mushrooms in the fridge for a little bit so it can cool down because I'm gonna combine it with cheese, and I don't want the cheese to melt before I put it into the lasagna.
So Marco, after Corona, we're going to schedule a in-person Bronx Eats class for you to do knife skills with everybody. How does that
I
sound?
would definitely come. Yeah, no problem.
We're all admiring this chopping going on here.
All right, so this is the last celery. And just one more ingredient for this is the onion. I'm gonna put a whole onion. This is the sauce. So the lasagna, the original recipe was with Alfredo sauce or white sauce, bechamel sauce. But I changed it to the regular tomato sauce because I didn't like the way it came out.
So it's not a cream-based sauce, it's a tomato-based.
It's not, no.
Yeah.
No. I
So
think
it sounds like there's some flexibility about the flavors. Somebody was saying that if you substitute collards for the spinach, then it's of course going to have a different flavor profile.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yes.
that's the same thing with substituting a tomato sauce for the bechamel.
Yeah, also because this is vegetarian and a lot of people turn into vegetarian dishes with the idea to have a more healthy alternative.
Right, so if
wanna,
you're trying to avoid dairy.
Exactly, you don't want to add so many calories to the dishes. Okay, so we're gonna turn the stove. See the water came out out of the eggplant. So the stove is on. I'm gonna add a little bit of olive oil and my onions. And garlic. And on that. Sorry, this stove is electric, so it takes a little time. So after that, I'm gonna add the celery and the carrots. So here you can see.
So there's a theme here, right? You're always starting with the onion and the garlic and then adding the vegetables later. Is that?
Yeah, yeah. And it started for a lot of dishes from South America and actually Italy too. All right, so I'm gonna add my celery, my carrot, turn it a
And
little
so,
bit.
Marco, can I ask you, if people don't have your knife skills, is there any reason why they can't go ahead and make this, even if their carrots are going to be bigger or their onions aren't going to be cut perfectly the way you did it?
You can definitely cook it anyway. A lot of people, you know, maybe buy the vegetables already cut or maybe already clean and you just have to cut it yourself. It's not a big deal. So to that, I'm gonna add a little bit of oregano. I'm gonna let it sweat a little bit. And these are two can of crunched tomatoes. You can use crushed tomatoes. You can use regular tomatoes and just cut it yourself. It doesn't matter really. Just as long as tomatoes. Or you can use a regular tomato sauce. I just decided to make it myself.
Oh, you made that yourself from fresh tomatoes?
These are canned tomatoes.
Canned tomatoes, okay.
Yeah. And I'm gonna add to that a little bit of tomato paste. Let me get a.
So what is the
So-
paste going to do for this? Why are you doing that?
It's gonna thicken it a little bit because tomatoes are very liquid. So it's gonna bring a little bit of flavor and also thicken the sauce. So I'm gonna add some more salt and I'm gonna let it there, cover with the lid. And let it be for the next 10 minutes or so. Okay. In the meantime, we're gonna continue with the roll-ups, the lasagna roll-ups. For the lasagna roll-up, I already cooked the lasagna pasta, like regular box indications. And
So just follow the box.
yeah, follow the indications on the box. And I'm gonna display it on my cutting board one by one. I'm gonna make, I don't know, 5 or 6. That's 4. There you go. So I'm gonna take the spinach out.
So Marco, before you start, someone's asking, how long did you boil the lasagna in the water?
Oh, I think I did for 8 minutes, 8 to 10 minutes.
And you just drained them and you didn't put them in the fridge. You made them right before class?
Right, I did it before class, so they are cold. And I put olive oil so they don't stick together. Okay. The spinach was a little wet, so I drained it. And to that, I'm gonna add 1 egg. I'm gonna add like a cup of mozzarella cheese. And also ricotta cheese. This is a container that has 15 ounces of ricotta. I'm gonna add everything. So this is for 10 strips of lasagna. That's why I put everything on it. And now I'm just gonna mix it. Mix it well. Make sure the eggs go all over because the eggs gonna stick into the mixture.
Marco, any
Or
thoughts on how to find gluten-free lasagna?
Regular supermarket, like big chain of supermarkets, they probably have. Since I don't have problems with my, I don't have to use anything no gluten, but I seen it in a regular restaurant. I mean a regular supermarket, Walmart. So I'm gonna add like about a spoon, a big spoon of the mixture inside the lasagna.
This looks delicious.
It's about a mixture. I mean a spoon, a full spoon.
So when COVID is over, we're going to do this in person. And then at the end of class, we get to eat together and get to know each other a little bit. So for me, that's one of the downsides of COVID is that Bronx Eats classes are no longer a time to enjoy the food at the end. You know, we learn how to make all the great food, but we can't eat together.
Right.
Anyway. So
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to being able to meet all of you and do that again.
That's definitely a problem with COVID. But also the good thing is that a lot of people can see it, and if they like it, they can cook it at home.
Yeah.
So I probably put a lot of too much, and it's gonna come to the side when I roll it, but it doesn't matter. I mean, I can use it again. All right, and sometimes I put more in one than in other, so just divide it. All right. So now I'm gonna just roll it. Roll it, roll it, roll it, roll it, roll it, roll it, roll it.
Wow.
Roll it, roll it, roll it.
Now, did you make this in a restaurant or is this your own recipe or is this something that you served in a restaurant?
No, it's just something that I made when you asked me to do something vegetarian. I thought about it, and
They
that's
just look
this is what I
amazing,
came up.
delicious.
Okay, this one has a lot. It's fat. So I have my bacon dish in here. I'm gonna add some of the sauce that I'm making. All right, so I'm gonna add first in the dish here.
Oh,
And we're gonna put the rolls. Either you can put it like this, or you can leave it like that. I'm gonna leave it like that. So this is a small pan, so 6 of them fit. Good. Okay, just let me wash my hands. And then I'm gonna add a little bit more of the sauce on top.
gorgeous.
At this moment, if you want, you can add more cheese, but I'm just gonna leave it like that, and I'm gonna pop it in the oven for 20 minutes. You can do it for 20 minutes. I'm gonna do it for 5 here, or 8. There you go. All right. And the last thing we're gonna do is the eggplant meatball. Let me just watch this a little bit. I'm putting a lot of dishes in my sink. I didn't think I'm gonna use that many. All right. So I did this one beforehand. It's already cold. So I'm gonna use this one and some of this because it's still warm. To this, I'm gonna add 1 egg. I'm gonna add about a cup or 3/4 of a cup of breadcrumbs, 2 tablespoons of flour, about 1/2 cup of mozzarella cheese, and about 1/2 cup of parmesan cheese. And also, I'm gonna add some fresh parsley. You don't have to cut the parsley so small.
So everyone's very excited to be invited for dinner at your place. And also, somebody's asking about whether you need to use a stick for the rolls. I'm not sure what that means exactly. Do you know what that means?
I don't know what they mean now. All right, I'm gonna mix this very well. Okay, the spoon is not working that much. I'm gonna use my hands.
And somebody's joking that they can't buy lasagna in Chile. Is that true?
No, I don't think so. Well, I haven't been living in my country for a long time, but I don't.
They said, how much does it cost to deliver lasagna to Chile?
Yeah, no, I don't think so. All right, So here are the eggplant meatballs. Just make it one in your hands like this. You go one hand and then the other, one and the other, and going round and around. So you can like start making the ball. You can make it whatever size you want.
Yeah, that's what they mean, a toothpick. Él estaba preguntando que si le ponían un toothpick a la
Oh,
lasagna
a
que quedaba.
toothpick. Yeah.
Yeah, we're really trying to figure out that question. Some people are worried about it unrolling, and so then it would be kind of
Right.
messy.
No, it's not gonna unroll because you have so much cheese that it's not gonna.
The cheese keeps it stuck together. You don't have to worry about putting a toothpick in there.
Exactly. The ricotta cheese is very thick, so it helps to maintain the position of the lasagna.
Amazing.
All right. So you can bread it again. Put some breadcrumbs on a plate and bread it again, and then fry them if you want. But I decided to put it in the oven for a little bit. So they're not all the same size, but I don't think it matters now.
So this seems like a great recipe for someone who thinks they don't like eggplant.
Oh,
Well,
exactly.
Try your
and also,
eggplant meatballs. They might change their mind.
yeah, and also if they don't eat meat, and this is an excellent alternative. I'm gonna leave it there. The sauce is already cooked, but you can still keep cooking it if you want it really thick. It depends on you. You can also add some more herbs if you want, and you can add a basil, fresh basil, but they didn't deliver the basil for me since I can't go out and buy it.
So Marco, I noticed that you put those meatballs quite high up in the stove. Is there a reason for that?
No, not at all. It's just the way my oven is right now. But it doesn't matter really. I usually put everything in the middle, and I keep an eye on it. Okay. Since
So there's a question that you took out the eggplant from the fridge because it was cooled down. So if you're making
right.
this and do you need to wait so that it's cool in order to make the meatballs?
Yes, because we only have 1 hour.
No,
So
I
this
understand why, right. I understand why you did it here, but for people who want to
Right.
make this at home, should they make that eggplant and then put it in the fridge and wait a little bit before they make it into meatballs?
Yeah, I would wait a little bit because you mix it with cheese and egg, and you don't want to crumble the egg with the hot eggplant. But about 5-10 minutes, or you can just put it in the fridge for 5 minutes, and if it's cool on to the touch, it's fine. You can mix it and that's it.
Okay,
Really
and
easy
how
one.
long are you going to keep the meatballs in the oven for?
The meatballs in the ovens goes for 10 to 12 minutes. And like I said, you can fry them if you want. You have to just put, you can add more breadcrumbs and then just fry them. And then just put it in the oven if you don't feel like they are fully cooked. I'm gonna take the lasagna out just for show.
Are those done?
No, they're not done, but I know we have like a few more minutes, so I don't want people to, leave and don't think that I didn't finish my My dishes.
It's incredible what you can do in 1 hour.
All right, so let me.
People are getting very hungry and they're saying they definitely want to make this at home.
So I'm gonna take just a couple of balls. They're not done. Like I said, they're not done. But I just want to show them how they're gonna be in the dish. So. Either you can put it here or you can just put the meatball, the sauce on the bottom and the meatball on top.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I don't know if we have, I have this cheese, but it's not really the cheese that goes with it, but just to show, you can add cheese in here or
Yeah,
cheese in
just
here.
give it a little, it looks like restaurant quality, Marco. You are something else. Well, thank you so
All right.
much.
Thank you. Yeah, that's the dish for today.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. We're so grateful. And before we sign off, I just wanted to remind everyone that cooking from scratch at home, like we just saw, is always healthier than eating out because we use fewer processed ingredients and sweeteners and salt and fat and oil than fast food restaurants and then prepackaged meals. And that is especially important for those of us who are seeking to overcome or prevent chronic diseases like diabetes, hypertension, heart disease, and cancer, which is actually all of us. So remember, your diet and the food you choose to eat are a key part of your health and can literally reverse disease. If you don't believe me, please watch the movie called What the Health on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
And also there are many other movie recommendations on the Bronx Eats website under Food for Thought. So please check that out. Bronx Eats is a safe place to meet and connect with each other around food and cooking. It's a shared community gathering place. And when we all come together for events like this, we send a message to ourselves and others that our health matters to us and that we want to enjoy our time together in community and that we're going to take care of ourselves on a personal and community level. So we know that food is the best medicine and we all need to fight this virus and other stressors by eating nourishing real food. And Bronx Eats is here to help you reach that goal. Happy cooking, stay well, and we'll see you tomorrow night, same time, same place, same Zoom place. If anyone wants to stick around for a few minutes right now to share your thoughts and ideas about food, about Corona, about anything else, please let's do that. I'd be happy to stay for another few minutes. And I'm really so grateful to Marco and so grateful to all of you for being here. And we will continue tomorrow night.
Thank you. Thank you for everything.
Thank you.